Hi everybody! So today I'll try something a little different. I'll make a Japanese grammar video. I'm not sure if it's something I'll continue yet. I'll have to see how it works out. But my main idea was to choose a certain aspect of Japanese grammar and then do my best to explain it. So this time I thought I would focus on Japanese transitive and intransitive verbs, since this is something some people have difficulties with when studying Japanese. To learn transitive and intransitive use, you must already be past learning mas and mashita, and also have an understanding of the particles ga, o, and ni. Transitive and intransitive verbs are important to learn because the Japanese language has a lot of verbs which changes pronunciation according to whether they're transitive or intransitive. For example, when to use akeru and when to use akeru, which both means to open. Okay, let's start with a textbook-like explanation. Those verbs which are used with the particle o, which follows a direct object, are transitive verbs, and those which are used without are called intransitive verbs. They use this following formula. So what did we get from that? Well, let's take an example instead. 授業が始まる。先生が授業を始める。So which sentence was the transitive one? The answer is the last one. The difference is that the intransitive sentence only has a subject, which is 授業, where the intransitive sentence has both a subject and an object in form of sensei and 授業. Those two are marked by the particle ga and o. Another key point to notice in the sentences is the different versions of to start, to begin. The intransitive sentence uses hajimaru, where the transitive sentence uses hajimeru. This is a very important key point. Let's take another example. ドアが開く。私がドアを開ける。Once again, the longest sentence was the transitive one. And once again, notice the change of the verb open. If the door opens by itself, the verb is akeru. If the door is the object and somebody else opens it, the verb is akeru. When it comes to knowing a verb in both transitive and intransitive form, I'm sorry to say, but it's mostly about memorizing. There is some easier ones to spot among them. For example, meru, maru verbs. Here we can have atsumaru, which means gathering. That becomes atsumeru in transitive. Then we have tomaru, which becomes tomeru. And then we have kimaru, which becomes kimeru. But there are many verbs to be learned, and meru and maru verbs are just a very, very small part of it. So I mostly just recommend people to find a very good list of the most used verbs and, well, take a good look at it. To end this, I'll show some more sentence examples of transitive and intransitive verbs, and then please try to remember the versions. 私が起きる。母が私を起こす。椅子が落ちる。妹がお金を落とす。友達が出る。友達が財布を出す。映画が続く。彼が話を続ける。人が並ぶ。父が本を並べる。Well, that was that. Thank you very much for watching. I'm not sure yet if I'll continue these kinds of videos, but I'll be thinking about it. Until then, please subscribe. And if you do have any questions yourself concerning Japanese grammar or anything Japanese language related, please feel free to send me a message or comment.